Greetings, Quester, and welcome to the Bard's Corner with Matt and Heather.
So welcome to this episode of the Bard's Corner. This week we're going to start off by just mentioning some of the releases that are coming out in August. Heather, what we've got?
Yeah, we have Accept, Quiet Riot, Kryptonite, Rage, and...
That's all out right now.
Yeah, and later in the month we've got Empire, Lionheart and Da Vinci.
And also there's an album out by Aloviti, I think is the correct pronunciation of that name.
So I'm glad you said that, I was going to attempt it.
They are a Swiss folk metal band. It's a very good album. We haven't done the review of it yet, but I have listened to the album. Really interesting mix of sort of some nice quiet folksy vocals with also some very powerful vocals. It's all the lyrics of that album are sang in Gaelic, Old Celtic, and that makes it a little bit more unusual as well. And the whole music tone, the whole musical tone of that album really does fit with that old Celtic style. So that is a really interesting album.
Celtic.
That one's out, I believe, on the 18th of August. That's a Nuclear Blast release, but that will be coming to at another time. In a moment, we're going to take a look at 3 album reviews. One by an album by Martina Edoff, that's her 4th album. Key of Hearts, who you may not know of, but because it's their self-titled debut album, but you will know the members of that band. And also we're going to look at Steelheart. But before we do that, just a quick look ahead to some October releases.
Yep, and bear with me because I can't be trusted to remember them. So here's... Sorry, not professional. There's LA Guns, and that's the missing piece. Bigfoot have their album Bigfoot. Robin Beck, Love Is Coming, looking forward to that one. Phantom 5 and Play to Win, and Taiketo live from Milan. And you can see music videos from those albums on our website. You go to paradiserock.co.uk and clicking on the music video from the main menu.
Yep, that'll. If you do that, you'll see an article which will have a lot of those music videos in them, which are the initial singles ahead of the release. So be sure to check that out. But for now, we're going to take a look at a couple of reviews. We're going to start off with Martina Edoff, We Will Align. Now that's out on the 22nd of September through AOR Heaven. This is her 4th album. She's previously toured as a support act to Tarja Turunen, for example.
Yeah, I can see that.
In South America, and she's toured North America. She's a Swedish rock singer. Her co-writers on the album include people like Billy Sheehan, the bassist from Mr. Big, Jonah T, the keyboardist from Heat. He also actually plays keyboards on this album, and Eric Martinson from Eclipse and Wet. So a good combination there. The bass player on the album is Parlson from Treat and Therion as well. So an experienced group of musicians around this project. Some really interesting songs on there. The first one is quite powerful. That's called Turn Our Pages. That's the first song on the album. Very powerful, quite up-tempo. Quite a heavy intro. It makes you think the album might be heavier than it's actually going to be. Some other notable songs on there are We Will Align. Now that's quite a fast-paced rock song. The keyboards on that provide quite a symphonic feel to the album, to that song rather. So that's one of my favourite songs on that album. That's the title track. Face the Mirror, which was track 6 on that album, that really showcases Martina Edoff's range, power and vocal style. That's quite a good song.
No, so that's one that stood out for me actually.
And the 10th track on there, which was Brand New World, that was really good, but that had quite a folksy feel to it. But overall, the album's got quite a bluesy feel at times, but at the same time it's still got some quite a powerful hard rock sound to it. Vocally, think somewhere between the blues style of Jesse Galante and the power and the pitch of Shania Twain. That probably sounds quite strange.
No, I think she's more powerful than Shania Twain. I get what you're saying, but yeah.
But the pitch on a lot of those songs very much reminds me of the Shania Twain pitch to that. But those are 2 singers that I really like, so I really enjoyed this album. I'm giving this one an 8.5 out of 10. I'm highly recommending you check this one out. Martina Edoff, We Will Align. That's out on the 22nd of September. The second album we're going to talk about today is Key of Hearts. That's a self-titled debut album that's out on the 15th of September through Frontiers Music SRL. Now, as I say, you might not know the name of the band, but it is made up of the two main components of the band. The first, the Key, is Key Marcello. He was the lead guitarist of Europe, so many people will be familiar with a lot of his work, as Europe are world famous and pretty much a household name now. So he's on guitars. Tommy Hart of Fair Warning, he's the vocalist, hence the heart in the name, Key of Hearts. But they're not on their own. Ken Sandin is the bassist. He's the bass player for Alien. And on keyboards, it's Alessandro Del Vecchio, and he's involved with the production as well. And he's basically been on almost every melodic hard rock album in the last couple of years, be it playing or production. So what are the songs on here that are particularly worth looking at? Storm, the first track, is a fantastic song. Also, Mama Don't Cry, which was track number 6. That was my favourite song of the album. But there are some other very good songs as well. Twist of Fate, Learn to Love Again, and A New Dimension. Now, his best way to describe this album is sort of Scandinavian AOR meets German melodic rock with influences of bands like Giant. I think if you're a fan of Europe, if you're a fan of Fair Warning, this album is going to be unmissable for you. But if you like Scandinavian AOR, if you like German melodic rock, then this is definitely one that you want to check out. That's Key of Hearts' self-titled album, out on the 15th of September through Frontiers Music SRL. Now, the final album we want to talk to you about today is Steelheart, Through Worlds of Stardust. Now, that is also out on the 15th of September through Frontiers Music.
So I like that album name, Stardust.
Through Worlds of Stardust.
It sounds really adorable.
So, who are Steelheart? Well, you probably have already heard of them. Steelheart were originally around in the early 90s with Mike Matjovic as the lead singer. But if you are familiar with the history of the band, you'll know that there was an accident which pretty much ended that band for several years. It was a concert one Halloween night, and there was an accident with the stage lighting, and it knocked Matjovic on the back of his head. He ended up with broken jaw, nose, damaged spine.
I was going to say twisted his spine.
It was a really horrific accident. Somehow he managed to walk off the stage, was then rushed to hospital, but that ended that incarnation of Steelheart. But he, about 4 years later, I think it was, he put together a new version of Steelheart once he'd recovered, and they recorded an album which included a song called We All Die Young, which was then later re-recorded and used in the 2001 film Rockstar, which starred Mark Wahlberg and Jennifer Aniston. You remember that film? It was Steel Dragon, isn't it? So, of course, Mark Wahlberg wasn't doing the actual singing for the song, as he was the lead singer of the band.
That was really obvious.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious when you were watching it. So for some of those songs, it was Mike Matjovic of Steelheart, and obviously on other songs, it was Jeff Scott Soto. So two very, very good singers there. So we listened to the first 4 tracks on that album. That was very much in the vein of Hailstorm or Alter Bridge, if you like that sort of music. It was okay, but it wasn't really my style. After that, 5, 6 and 7 were all absolutely fantastic. It was back to sort of like a Winger Slaughter type album. Particularly, I thought track 9, My Freedom, on there, that really showed off Matjovic as a singer. Absolutely fantastic song. So overall, I would say I'd give this one a 7 out of 10. There were some good songs on there. There were some songs on there I could definitely skip if I was putting the album on again. But overall, an album that I thought was well worth getting. So as I say, if you like Slaughter, if you like Alter Bridge, if you like Hailstorm, if you like Winger, then there's going to be something on this album for you. So that is out on the 15th of September, so be sure to check that one out. In the meantime, please be sure to check out paradiserock.co.uk for more music news. If you haven't already subscribed to our podcast on iTunes, Blueberry and Stitcher, then please check that out too. That's the Bard's Corner Music News. And if you want to visit our website, meddlesomemeeples.com, you can check out our other podcasts. Thank you.
Bye.
Farewell, Quester. To find out about other productions by the Meddlesome Meeples, then check out our channel or rendezvous with us at meddlesomemeeples.com. Until next time, Quester, farewell and keep thine axe sharp.